Wednesday late afternoon. This is the first time we are doing this at 4 o'clock. I am Gila Kurtz. I am one of the co-founders and co-owners of Dog is Good, and I am actually doing this live from Super Zoo, which is one of the largest pet industry trade shows for us. We're here at our trade show this year, but I snuck out and I'm hiding in a little conference room to have a conversation with our guest today, Miko Wynn. Is that right? Did I say your Wynn?
Yes.
Okay, said your name right. Awesome. And I cannot wait for you to meet her because she is not only full of energy, absolutely adorable, but I just love everything that she's doing. And so we'll introduce you to her in just a moment. But in the meantime, I want to tell you what our giveaway is. And since I'm here at the show, I don't have it to show you. But this week, so every week we do a giveaway. If you are on the Lifestyle Show, we always start with what you can win for the week. And of course, we want you to enter. And then we announce the winner in our private lifestyle group. So we want to encourage you to come join all the other dog lovers. They're from all over the world. And Mika has her dog there too. They are super active, and you guys have so much in common, and I just love everything that you post and that you interact with. Oh, I can show you on another computer. This is the beauty of modern technology here. I don't know if they can see that too well with the glare. Tilt it forward.
I can't see anything.
Okay. So what it is, it's actually a magnet set. It's a beautiful magnet set from one of our licensees, Primitives by Kathy. And it's just adorable. It's all the summer fun things that you get to do. Never swim alone, never boat alone, never fish alone.
I have the never walk alone one.
Oh, and you have the never walk alone. Oh, look how cute you are. You get that tank top on. It looks great on you.
Thanks.
So you can enter to win and do that. And then also, for those of you who are not familiar with our fur-covered wisdom that we launch every Monday, we would love to invite you to experience that. We get great feedback from people every single week. And that is just some inspiration and some words of wisdom that come directly to you from your very own dog. So with that, we're going to get started. I want to introduce our guest today. She is you're from Ohio, so she's right in the middle of our country, and she has done some amazing things.
Tennessee.
Oh, from Tennessee. That's right. That's right. You passed a law in Ohio. Sorry about that.
Proud of it too.
Yes, ma'am. You should be. Okay, so this is Miko. And she has 3 dogs, 2 rabbits, and 2 guinea pigs. Basically calls them her zoo. I can imagine your household must be really fun.
Yep.
She's incredibly active in dog sports, agility, barn hunt, lure coursing. How cool is that? PSA, search and rescue, scent detection, etc. She has a ball living it up with her dogs every single day. And she recently became a judge for the North American Dock Diving Association. Just became an accredited AKC trial, which just became an AKC trial event. Mm-hmm. And one of her dogs, Wyatt, is just earned his novice and beginner's title in duck diving, which is becoming such a huge and fun sport. So we'll talk about that on our conversation today. And when she's not doing sporting and trial events, she is an advocate for PTSD, child trafficking, and child abuse. She recently helped pass a law in Ohio making it illegal to rehome trafficked adopted children. I'm passionate about the work that she does. I'm passionate about the work that she does, and she's passionate about the work that she does and helping others. She is an amazing person who is giving so much of herself to the world around her. She is a voice for those who are silenced, and I absolutely love that and commend you for that, Miko. So welcome to the Lifestyle Show.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
We are so happy for you to be here too. And also, I just want to mention that Miko is also one of the Dog is Good ambassadors. She recently became an ambassador for us, and that's how we. Yeah, you're so funny. And that's how we got to know her and her story. And so, if you're someone out there too that might be interested in that as well, you certainly can reach out. We'll put some links and information in on that. But I want to start off with, I mean, you are such an active, energetic woman. How did you there's so many things that you do. How did you get started? What was the first activity that you got interested in?
First activity was actually a star puppy class, which was just a basic obedience and socialization class for Buddha. And from there, I realized that I loved training. I loved all things dog sports. I recently just started learning about showing dogs and things like that. And the dock diving I just got into this summer. happened to meet somebody and just got picked, I guess. So it was really exciting. Um, the reason I do so much is because, I lived so much of my life depressed and unhappy and suicidal that now that I've bettered myself, I want to be happy. There's nothing better in life than just to be happy.
Miko, if there's nothing else that you say that are words of wisdom today, that is it right there. That is so true. And isn't that a choice that you just made in an instant? I will be happy. And so you start doing all these different things. And I want to circle back to what you just said shortly. But before we do, I want to learn a little bit more. I mean, there's all these activities that you do, and there's some very specialty training that is involved in that. So I'm curious, because I personally don't know. I understand agility, and I think a lot of our watchers, our viewers also understand. But I am curious to know about barn hunting. What is that?
Barn hunting is basically just releasing a live rat or mouse in a barn and letting your dog sniff it out and catch it. That doesn't sound great for some people, but a lot of dogs enjoy it. It helps with scent detection and other things like that.
Okay.
It's basically just a fun sport.
Okay.
PSA work is personal protection work,
Mm.
and then the dock diving was recently just became a trial event, and you literally just jump off a dock and it's
Mm-hmm.
distance, and that's about it.
Do you? No, I've seen dock diving. I've never seen people do this, and I'm just curious. Do you just ever, in your training for fun, jump in after your dog just for fun?
Oh yeah, our open house, I was in the pool for 8 hours that day,
Oh my gosh,
with
how
helping
fun!
other people with their dogs.
Get
Don't
stuck.
bring your dog to a dock if they've never swam before. They're not going to jump and they're not going to get in. Just
Right.
a word of
But
advice.
yes, so very true. So, um, with the search and rescue, also, is that something that you actually have done? You've taken your dog someplace and been involved in search and rescue programs?
Yes, ma'am. We actually helped find an elderly lady that wandered from her nursing home here
Mm.
in Chattanooga.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only one we've helped on. I've done more training than I have helping other
Mm-hmm.
people search and rescue and such. I got into it basically when I just started doing a bunch of dog sports. Like, oh, I like that. Let me try that too. And
Mm-hmm.
Buddha is a boxer. It's not really something boxers are known for,
Right.
but he took off like that. I mean, that's probably the best thing that he does. He can sniff out anything.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's a special one.
So, are you actually a trainer yourself in all these different areas, or you've gone through training specifically to earn certification or the ability to be able to bring your dogs to do these things?
I've done internships with local trainers here in Chattanooga,
Mm-hmm.
and I've also taken courses online and a couple of certification courses for PSA work and then the dock diving stuff.
Okay. Wow. So, do you have another full-time job, or because I'm trying to picture how you're
Yes,
fitting all these in? Okay. So, what do you
yes.
do when you're not playing with your dogs?
I work from home, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm a graphic designer. I do
Oh.
mostly business logos and design web pages for people.
Oh.
And mostly I do that at night because I have
Mhm.
insomnia, and during the day we just play.
Wow. So, do you ever get to sleep at all?
Eh, sometimes.
Okay, because you're so energetic.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
probably because of the lack of sleep.
That's your answer, folks. Don't sleep and you'll have way more energy. No, and as you guys are watching, if you're viewing, I want to invite you to share where you're viewing from and who your dogs are. And if you're involved in some of these activities too, I definitely want to have some cross conversation here. Where are the best dock diving events in the country, and how does one go through starting up to? I know that there's national championships. So where do where do all these things take place?
I'm not positive on where the national championship will be held this year. Um, haven't learned too much about that yet since we're a new facility. We don't have some of the jumps that they have at nationals yet, like air retrieve and lap. So basically, how you earn a invitation is you have to be the top two divers in your division, which is
Okay.
distance. And then
Okay.
you get an invitation, and Wyatt will hopefully get an invitation this year.
Yay. So are the divisions based on the dog themselves or the height or the distance? Like how
It's
does one get qualified in a
just
division?
based on the distance, no
Okay.
height or anything. There's also the air retrieval, but that's also distance based.
Okay.
Um, it's just distance based, and we have five. We have novice, junior, senior, master, and elite. And
Mm.
you have to earn 5 jumps within those categories. Novice is 0 to 411, and you have to make 5 jumps within that to earn your novice title.
Mm-hmm.
Say your dog jumps above that into beginners, and that will not count towards your novice. It just starts over for your beginner one. And you'll add on
Okay.
each one.
Hi, Cheryl. So as people are popping in, I'm going to say hi to you and welcome you to our conversation with Miko. And hi, Kalia and Cheryl. I'm curious. So Cheryl's in Murfreesboro. I don't know if that's near you in Tennessee, Chattanooga, right?
Yeah, I'm in Chattanooga.
Oh, okay. I don't know what the distance is, but maybe you guys are close enough you can touch base. Um, so how did you became a judge, and I'm just curious to know, it seems so relatively subjective, but maybe not because there's, a distance is very black and white. What is it that you're judging? And is it just based on distance? Are you looking at form? Is there,
We're just on distance. It's literally where the base of the tail hits the water.
Mhm.
When the water bubble comes up from that, that's what we judge on the distance.
Oh, okay. So and how many judges are there typically at an event so that you're all sort of
One
calculating?
judge has to work the entire event, the whole event. So there's only always one judge, but we always have backups there in case heat stroke, because it's like 101 degrees here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we don't have shade at our facility either.
Oh
Straight
my gosh.
sunlight.
Oh my gosh. And so obviously the dogs are well protected in those moments, right? How do you keep them, how do you keep them comfortable? Because they're only in the water for so long.
Most people bring tarps and the pop-up little
Hmm.
canopies, uh, campers. We have bleachers out there. There's lots of area for you to run with your dog and keep them cooled off. And we just recommend bringing like a soft crate or a hard crate when you're not able to be with them, and have them supervised inside of that.
Hmm. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to also say hi to Jessie and welcome her too, and Nicholas from Chattanooga, local person watching, so you guys can connect there too. And he's a big Buddha boxer fan, apparently. So awesome. Okay, so how many people typically show up to these dock diving events? I mean,
Since
how
this
many
is our
competitors?
for our first trials, we had close to 150 people already. Open
Wow.
house, we had over 90 people travel from up to 3 hours away.
Oh my
Every
goodness.
facility can only be within 100-mile distance from each other to give
Okay.
more people more chances and
Sure.
opportunities.
Sure.
Um, and I
I
forgot the
really
rest of the
do.
question.
Oh no, I was just curious, like how many competitors are typical for an event? So when
We
people,
have It's based on jumps.
uh,
You have to have 4 jumps per day,
mm-hmm.
and that's how we count. We put your name on a board and go from there. If we
Okay.
keep putting names on the board, we keep adding time,
Okay.
keep adding people. We
So
don't shut down until the last person leaves.
when you first decided to do dock diving yourself, and your dog had never done this before, what was your dog's experience? How did you know that he would like it, and how did he engage the first time he was presented with that opportunity to jump?
Well, we were just out on the lake with the paddle boards, and nobody was on the dock last summer. I was like, yes, no kids. We're going to try it. And literally just took off running down the dock with a toy and threw it in the water, and off he went. Just splashed
Wow,
right in.
that's
Second
right.
time, he kind of put the brakes on. And the third time, he went back in.
Okay,
And now
awesome.
he loves it. He doesn't need the life vest, but it helps him stay above the water since he's such a
Sure,
large retriever. He weighs
sure.
101 pounds.
Oh my gosh, wow.
He's all legs, though. He's huge.
Okay. And yeah, that kind of brings me to the question of safety. Is there safety things that you put into place to ensure the safety of the dog?
We have a ramp that goes into the pool and also ladders that go into the pool. The pool is only 4 foot deep, and most every dog that we've had can stand up on their hind legs. We have a lot of dogs that try and jump over the edge, but we have to push them back in, unfortunately, and guide them to the ramp because we don't want them to think that they can keep jumping off the edge because it'll
Right.
put a hole in the pool.
Yeah, sure. So is this
But
your very own, is this your facility or is this someplace that you go?
no, I wish it was my
Mhm.
facility. It is Camelot Canine out in
Okay.
Saudi Daisy, which is about 10 minutes outside of Chattanooga.
Okay.
Our team is the Southern Kingdom Dock Diving Dogs,
Okay.
and we are affiliated with the North America Dock Diving. There's
Okay.
also two other dock diving like groups, but they are
Mhm.
not accredited for AKC trials.
Okay,
They're
got it.
just for fun.
So, what would you recommend for people who are watching, who are thinking about this as an opportunity for their dogs, and they're in different areas around the country? What would you recommend as the first steps for them to get started in incorporating this as a fun activity that they can do with their dogs?
Take them somewhere local to just dip their toes in the water. A
Mm-hmm.
bath is not the same thing as an open space of water like that to them. So you can't
Mm-hmm.
base how they are in a bath based on what they'd be in the open water. Like I said, I do not recommend you come into a dock diving event for your first time swimming with your dog thinking that they're going to jump or even try and get in from our ramp. A
Right.
lot of dogs are scared. You want to take them to like a beach area, kind of where you can just wade
Mm-hmm.
in a little bit. I recommend getting in with them. That's a lot of dogs jumped when their owners got in with them during our open house.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also, if you want to have the flotation device, it's not necessary. And that's about it.
Awesome. If you guys are watching and you participate in any of these kinds of events, I mean, if there's anybody out there that does lure coursing or scent detection, I mean, I would be love to see all the different activities that you guys are engaged in with your dogs. And if you're somebody that loves to dock dive like Miko does too, please share your experiences and where you do that. And maybe if your dog has titles or you're,
Yes,
moving on to
share.
championships forward. That would be awesome. It'd be great to have a network of you guys in the lifestyle group. And if you aren't part of the lifestyle group, get in there and share those photos and
Join
just kind of keep us
us.
up to join and tell us what you're updated for. Keep us updated on what you're doing in those activities. All right, so I want to switch gears for just a second. You said something right at the very beginning of our conversation together, just about you made a decision to be happy, and just love hearing that. I'm all about people really embracing the fact that we have a choice on any given day to show up in whatever form we want to show up in. And so, as a result of various experiences in your life, you have passions that you're supportive of, such as the PTSD and child trafficking, as well as child abuse. How was it that you came to pick those uh, areas to really focus your energies where you wanted to make a very powerful impact and difference in the lives of those who are silenced, as you have said?
Well, unfortunately, I went through some things my entire childhood. I was adopted when I was born. I was born with fetal alcohol syndrome and addicted to heroin. I had like fits and crying rages where I wouldn't have tears coming out of my eyes. And my adoptive parents decided that they couldn't handle that. They didn't adopt a child for that reason and all that. And they
Mm-hmm.
found a home online and dropped me off at it. It happened to be a child trafficking home. I was there with 18 other children for 5 years. And then myself and my sister got a hold of a tape recorder one day, recorded some stuff, mailed it into law enforcement. And about a week later, like 15 blacked out SUVs came and took us out, and we got put into state custody foster care. There weren't enough foster homes in the tiny, tiny, tiny town we were in. So we were placed in homes that didn't have back studies done or didn't go through the correct ways that you're supposed to be able to foster children through DCS.
Mm.
So some of the homes weren't so great there, as in 6 different high schools and 12 different homes within
Mm.
15 to 18. I aged out. I earned all of my scholarships. They basically paid me to go to school. I came up here to
Mm.
Chattanooga at UTC, graduated with double major in a BSW in social work and a BS in English Lit and a minor in communications marketing. and have done nothing with any of them.
Miko, you make me happy just listening to you and seeing your amazing smile. There are some people who don't do anything with their degrees, but I'm just sitting here listening to you say that one comment and thinking about all the things that you are doing and have done. So let's just take that piece out of your vocabulary or your conversation, because you are doing a lot. And maybe, you're not supposed to be doing those things, that you're doing all these other things for a very, very important reason. First off, I want to thank you for your vulnerability and being able to share your personal experience. I think oftentimes we never know whose lives we touch based on the experiences we share that we often are afraid to open up about. But
there's so many that can't speak for themselves either. And if I was supposed to go through this, I was supposed to go through this so I could be their voice. So yes. I'm your voice. I'm here for you, and I will fight, fight, fight.
Well, you are, and as people are saying here in the comments as well, you are so brave and such a strong, dynamic little powerhouse of 5 feet tall, just a little bundle of energy and love, and you're doing some amazing things. So let's talk about, and first of all, I'm so happy. I'm so happy I know you, and that I get to learn all about these things that you're doing and the impact that you're making. It's so powerful and so important. And I want to also put out there that if anybody is watching and wants to have a conversation with Miko, I'm sure she would be very happy to have a conversation with you.
Just DM me.
Exactly. So we'll put her information in the comments, and you guys can reach out to each other, and that's how we build community and support, and I love that. So Miko, I wanted to ask you also, there are some pretty significant things that you have been able to accomplish as a result of your commitment to being a voice for others, and tell us a little bit more about some of that legislation that passed and how that's impacting the community around you in that regard.
Well, honestly, I didn't even know that the law was coming up before legislation until a reporter from Ohio contacted myself and my sister Nora and told us about it. We did a live interview with Nightly News there and NBC, and I guess they were touched so much that they decided they wanted us to come back and not necessarily testify, but give our account of what happened to us and why we believe this law should be passed and why it should be passed everywhere in the United States. I mean, rehoming adopted children, you don't think it happens because people that adopt want kids.
Right.
But no, it happens more times than not.
Well, I am so impressed by that, and I think there's some other things in your community. If you, as you're starting to become a louder voice, and more people can become aware of your story and your willingness to share that, them finding hope too. Do you have any plans to do anything with that in terms of providing an outlet for people to share with you or to support them in any other way?
The beginning was doing legislation and helping pass that law. It opened a lot of doors for me that hurt, but also helped me figure out that what I was supposed to do in life was help others. I've already done a lot of stuff here in Chattanooga with the Boys and Girls Club and with our DCS system, foster care system, and our children's homes. We have 2 children's homes here that house like a private foster care system. I've done a lot of work with those. I would really, really, really like to one day get into foster care reform work and pass some more laws, make some more things illegal, crack down on some stuff.
Well, I can totally see you doing that, and I definitely want to watch you on that path and see where I can be of support in that journey as you go along that way as well. And I just also want to open it up for people if they have any questions, but as people are possibly thinking of things they want to ask you, I was curious if your dogs are very important to you and in your life, and do they participate in some of these roles with you as far as helping to comfort, or if you're talking to some of these organizations, or when you're at the Boys and Girls Club, are the dogs involved in any of that with you?
Wyatt, the golden retriever, is actually my PTSD service dog.
Mm-hmm.
I was lucky enough to be able to train with the facility that trained him, so I could later train my next service dog and not have to pay what I paid.
Yeah. Right.
Wyatt goes pretty much everywhere with me like that. We've actually done, we've gone to all the area elementary schools and talked about service dogs and how to react towards them and such, what they do and things like that. Wyatt's trained to pull me out of stores if I have a blackout, something triggers me, like somebody touches me from behind. So send me back into the past, I'll have a memory and blackout, don't know I'm there. So Wyatt will grab me by the hand and pull me out of the store or back inside of the house and make sure I'm in a safe place, not sitting in the street or something like that. He does deep pressure therapy, and all around he just saved my life, honestly. My dogs make me the best that I am, and I wouldn't be who I am today without them. I would probably be in a hospital right now still, trying to work out the depression and the suicidal thoughts and things like that. But living life with 3 dogs, it's an adventure, and it's brought me so much love and joy, and the community that I've met just through my dogs. I don't have a family, blood family, but I call my Instagram family. They're all my family, and it's just amazing what you can accomplish with just dogs.
I am so okay. So those of you who know me personally know I get very emotional very easy. I'm so moved by you, Miko. I'm so inspired by you. You're such a shining example, and I'm so happy to hear all these things that you're doing. And it's so true, the impact that dogs have on our lives. And you have a choice. I mean, you have some very dark moments, and you have experienced things that no human being, but most specifically a child, should never have to even have any knowledge or experience of. But you're turning that horrible experience into a fulfilling life, one that is filled with joy, one that has purpose, one that inspires others, one that makes a difference, and one that has fun. So that in the end, everything that you've ever gone through all had some meaning behind it. And so I'm so grateful to know you. I'm so honored to have you as an ambassador for Dog is Good, and just thrilled to get to know you even more so. Also, I want to invite anybody viewing that Miko mentioned. She is a graphic designer and can do web pages too. So for those of you out there who might need those kinds of services, hey, let's support Miko and help her out with that. So we'll put your contact information there, and if you know people you want to share that with too. And I would imagine, Miko, do you ever speak to organizations about your passions and what you're doing?
I've done a few things here in Chattanooga just for local things. I've actually even spoken with like all the police departments. They did like a training on child trafficking and things like that, and helped them see what to spot and things like that. I would really love to be on Oprah or Ellen. Let's make that happen.
There you go. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, set your sights big for sure. And, we all know people who know people who know people. And so once you put it out there, you never know what can happen. But in the meantime, there's plenty of other stepping stones to get to those places. And
I would love those opportunities. If
absolutely.
Anybody local or, a couple hours nearby would like me to come speak at their school or at their foster care facilities, anything like that. That's what I'm really looking to do right now, ever since being in Ohio and finding out that that's really my passion, is being a voice for others.
Well, I love that. And what I was going to share too is, if you haven't already put together some of your speaker stuff that you might need in order to do that offline, I would be happy to have a conversation with you and help you with what you might need to put together to make that more of a reality for you in the way that you need to do that. So we could talk offline about that. Gosh, Miko, I can't wait. I want to meet you personally. I hope that you get a chance to come out to California. I will actually be in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. I don't know how far that is from.
Hey, that's only 2 hours away.
Well, there you go. I will be in Pigeon Forge in November. So let's make it a priority for you and I to meet
in person. You got to bring Bolo, though.
Well, I can't bring her because I'm going to be at a trade show, but I will bring her in spirit for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's see. It's not what you know, it's who you know. That's very true. Thank you, Nicholas, for posting that. And we are going to end unless anybody has some questions. I want to remind everybody, if you are interested in any fun dog sports and activities, Miko does it all. So reach out to her. You can learn about how you can get involved in your area with the fun things that you want to do. But more importantly, listen to this, her message again. I want you to watch this replay any moment that you are having self-doubt, or you are experiencing a bad day or a difficult time, or you are feeling down for whatever reason, which, trust me, you are human, as we all are, and those things are normal. But remember that you have the opportunity to shift that in some way. And the best way to do that is to always reach out to someone to help to make that happen. It's not something that you do completely alone and in a bubble. So with that, Mika, I just want to thank you so much. I just adore you. She's so adorable. I'm looking over here at Stephanie. Just love her. So I appreciate your time. I'm so glad we had a chance to have this conversation. And for those of you who want to learn more about supporting the activities that she is involved in, as well as the initiatives that she is pushing forward and the legislation, and as well as helping her get some speaking engagements, you can reach out to Miko directly or to us.
Instagram.
Follow her on Instagram, and we've been posting all that on there too. So you're getting a lot of great kudos here. So guys, please share with your friends. Please invite them to join the private lifestyle group. Miko's very active in there, and look forward to talking further in the future. So with that, have a great Wednesday and week ahead.
Thanks for having me, guys.
You have a big heart, and I love you.
Love you guys.
All right, take
Y'all
care.
have a great night.
We will. Bye-bye.
Bye.